when he started introducing me, he was talking about a bond, and I thought he's going to invite someone named either James Bond or someone. Thank you, Ethan, for that very generous introduction. So nowadays, when we communicate with each other, when we are to do it in black and white, we usually either WhatsApp each other, email each other, send them a message, or search them on Facebook and send them a message on Facebook. But very rarely we get to take up a pen and a paper and write something. And that is the reason whenever we are supposed to write something on page, we really feel odd and are ashamed to show our handwriting, because at least my handwriting sucks, and I know that. I'm glad that emails were invented. Yeah. Otherwise, my team would not feel the same about me as a charismatic leader, but probably a doctor who failed in MBBS and then ended up in finance. So it really excites me to see a handwritten note these days whenever someone writes a note. But usually the only thing that we get to write is our name in the form of signatures. So when I got this project, I was to do some form of research. So I thought, why not do some research about these writings and what do they mean and how good writing means and something. And I ended up choosing the topic graphology, which is the knowledge of reading what a language or the writing means. So identifying the personality of that person. What was the person thinking? What is he like? From the way he likes. So, like every good researcher, the first step that I took for my research was go and Google, which is, I accept, my primary source of research here. But then, from one website to another, I went on and on and on, and I gathered a number of things. So I got to learn that graphology, the first book that is recognized on graphology was written in the 15th century. And after that, there hasn't been much progress, unfortunately. Graphology got famous during the World War I, probably because they wanted to understand the enemy's mindset. But later, there were a number of researches done. Unfortunately, the main thing that I found about graphology was that there's no concrete empirical evidence that it is right. So there are many approaches to graphology. Many famous graphologists, they go about and have developed certain mechanisms. Some of them match, others don't. But over a bigger sample, when they do their research, they don't always tend to be right. And that is why it's not really a science. It's the knowledge of graphology, like I said, not the science of graphology. And it's a pseudoscience. It's considered to be science, it's more of an art. There are certain things that you can tell about a person, about them from looking at their writing and their signatures, but it might not always be true. However, there are, they say, around 5,000 traits that you can tell from a person's signature. Now, 5,000 is big, and obviously I can't go about all of them, but I decided why not use this opportunity when I am sharing this whatever knowledge I got from my research, why not make it a bit practical? So all of you have those pages, this agenda with you, right? You have them?
Yes.
Yeah. So what you're supposed to do is turn it around, and on top right of this page, sign it. So if you don't have a pen, then buy a pen, or borrow it from someone from around you and sign it. And later we are going to look it up and try to analyze if graphology is right. All of you have signed it?
Yes.
Just turn it around and place it on your table so that it doesn't distract you. Right. That's great. Okay. So the first thing is underlining. So the people who underline this sign, it means that they have a need for recognition, importance, and their status. It's like underlining yourself so that you can elevate yourself. An example is the signature of Napoleon Bonaparte. And I think most of Pakistanis do that somehow. We like to get some recognition. Circles, some signatures have a lot of circles, and they mean that the person is defensive, they need some form of reassurance, they need to be protected, or they're afraid of people, kind of. So an example would be Marilyn Monroe. If you don't know something about her, do Google her, do some research about her. Another interesting example is this guy. This is a signature of General Musharraf. So he needed some reassurances. He was defensive. Full stop. People who put a full stop at the end or in their signatures, they mean that they are self-centered. These are the kind of people who mean that the world ends with me. So the kind of people who go into that form of detail are, self-centered. Example is Mr. Rockefeller. So you can notice there are two full stops there, the first one and the second one. So clearly he thinks, and probably the world does stop with him, the way he controls all our money. If you don't know about him, you do owe him money though. So, vertical line at the end of the signature. It means that these people try to block the world. They don't, let everyone in. They are more of some private person, and they have their private world that they retreat into. Thank you. So now, nothing is stopping me. This was the red card, finally. An example is Michael Jackson. So again, for those of us who do know a bit about him, he had a really personal life, and a lot was happening in his life, and he tried to retreat into his big home, which is sort of a kids' place where there are a lot of rides and all. So he had a lot happening in his life, and he tried to make some part of his life quite private. Legibility. If your signature is completely legible, it means that you're open, straight, and you want a big impression. If it is completely illegible, like my signatures, these people, they are again self-centered. They want some importance, and they have that mindset that you ought to know me. If you don't know me, then it's your loss. The examples would be John Hancock had a really great signature. John Hancock was a member of the Congress of the United States, and if you have seen their what's it called, their Charter of Democracy, or Charter of Independence, there are around 30 signatures on it. This is the biggest and most legible signature on it. And on the other hand is Adolf Hitler. So those who did not know about him clearly suffered. So you ought to know about, you need to be careful from the people who have these kind of signatures. Okay, so now it's time to again turn back those pages. We are going to do some activity. I've chosen 3 of the traits that I've not told you anything about. So what you're supposed to analyze about your signature is, what size is it? Is it a large signature? Is it a small signature, a medium, or a very small, tiny signature that you have done? Just write it down so that you can't change it later, or at least remember. Then you ought to notice the slant. Is it a vertical signature? Are the words vertical? Are they left inclined, right inclined, or are weighting? Some things are going there and some on the other side. And then the baseline. So the signature, is it flat like this word, or is it going upward or downward, or like a merry-go-round, up and down? Erratic? Are we done?
Yes.
Have you analyzed those signatures?
Yes.
Okay. Right. So if the size is large, you like to be noticed. If it's medium, you're adaptable. If it's small, you're introspective, you're humble. And if it's very small, then you're very precise and you tend to stay out of limelight. Slant. If it's left, then you're socially reserved, good listener. If it's vertical, then you're practical. If it's right, then you're friendly. If it's varying, then you have a problem. You have a self-conflict, you're unpredictable. Baseline, if it's straight, you're determined. If it's rising, you're optimistic. If it's falling, either you're tired or pessimistic. Tired was there just put for fun, hopefully. But if erratic, again, you're emotionally unsettled. Is there anyone who has an erratic baseline with a varying slant? Just don't tell us. So again, if you notice, if you go through all of these words that are written there, some of them are good, some of them are not so good within the same thing. So for example, in size, large means you like to be noticed, but it also means that you have a broad perspective, that you like to see bigger things in life. So there's nothing good or bad in it. There are many characteristics here, but like I've already mentioned, based on my research, it's not a science. It might not be true for you. So if you have some problematic things or some things that you don't believe are right, that is because graphology is not a scientifically proven science, and it's just an art. People do like to study it, although Hungarian parliament has made a law that you can't do graphology of someone's handwriting without their written permission. So some people are still in that mindset that it might be right, but there's no empirical evidence here. So again, getting to concluding my research, there are many things in our life that at least in our time or before that, we have discovered that there are many things that were not considered science, and later we did discover that this is something new. We have been discovering many new things still about our body, about our universe, and you never know, some theory might come that will prove that handwriting proves something, but at least what it proves is that that person was kind enough in today's time to take out his pen, use his hand to write something in his personal touch. So do try to use that. If you want to send someone a special message, instead of sending them a WhatsApp and probably a photo, why not write a handwritten note? Because people tend to really care about them, place them in probably their wallets or in their homes and take care of them, and when they take them out later, it really means a lot as compared to any old WhatsApp message. So do use your pen, get a pen, do use your pen and write a good note to your friends. Thank you. Over to Toastmasters meeting.